you know, it might not be the most entertaining thing or the most popular answer or whatever, but dude, I really just want to go fast, and I want to do my job at a high level. And if I feel like there's anything that's going to take away from that, I'm probably going to say no to it.
Based on this conversation, Chase Elliott doesn't want an entire movie production the size of Avatar following him around the garage. That is not a surprise considering his actions after the 2022 Charlotte Roval. I'm gonna be the contrarian here, shocker, but we shouldn't pressure Chase Elliott into being someone he doesn't want to be. Chase Elliott is the Paul Goldschmidt of NASCAR. Outside of being a team leader, which Chase Elliott actually embraces within his team, unlike Paul Goldschmidt, which is why the Cardinals are wasting millions of dollars on Lance Lynn and Matt Carpenter this year. Chase Elliott wants to be an athlete that is a quiet role model and has the success to back it up. Through 9+ years in the Cup Series, he's discovered that this is the lifestyle that reaps the most rewards for him on Sundays. Honestly, I think he learned this in 2020 when he announced he was taking a break from Instagram. 3 weeks later, he forever inscribed his name in history as NASCAR Cup Series champion. Look, as NASCAR fans, we want to see many of our drivers be celebrities because it makes NASCAR relevant. We want guys that live in uptown Charlotte or London if you're Jimmy Johnson right now, star in movies, TV shows, have their own podcast, date stunning celebrity women like Livy Dunn, as well as be immersed in mainstream culture. But not every driver wants to be that. We need to be more cool with NASCAR drivers that prefer to be your average Joe that just happens to have a cool profession of driving a race car. Martin Truex Jr. has never been that guy, and whenever he retires, you're never going to hear from him again because he's going to be off fishing in New Jersey. Fun fact, Chris Buescher lives off-grid. He didn't even have an internet connection until he was obligated to do so for the baby monitor. Chase Elliott is someone that fits into that mold, and there's nothing wrong with that. And it's not like Chase Elliott is boring, because a lot of people think more quiet, that means he's vanilla. Have you seen this interview from Chase Elliott?
I rolled over and I had 10 missed calls, and one was from Chad Canales. It was the last one I saw. I was like, I've done it. I've slept through practice, and I'm getting fired. It happened today. That's like nightmare fuel for race car drivers.
Or whenever he went to the Coca-Cola headquarters and had something just ridiculously disgusting.
Yeah, you can have that. You can keep that one. I see why that did not make it.
Chase Elliott has personality, but it's not flashy and in your face. But like that one guy on TikTok that doesn't want to walk on the LGBT stairs, NASCAR avoids the steps that would make fans understand who Chase Elliott is. I think a lot of NASCAR fans, as well as casuals, see how Chase Elliott is quiet, reserved, and they are surprised when he is the most popular driver. And NASCAR absolutely beats it into your head that he is Mr. Popular. This is where NASCAR has failed tremendously in their marketing of Chase Elliott. We paint him as a superstar, yet mainstream NASCAR fails to explain just what makes Chase Elliott so popular, talented, and unique as an individual. I mainly pin this on the broadcast booth as look, a lot of the commentators in NASCAR, they're phenomenal in explaining the technical side. But the broadcast booth is absolute dog water when it comes to attaching drivers to fans, making them seem more relatable and interesting to you, me, and even casual viewers. Kevin Harvick has raced Chase Elliott, gotten to know him personally, and even banged his helmet because of him. But once it's time to introduce him on the starting grid, all he has to say about him is...
Row number 3 is 6-time most popular driver Chase Elliott.
Look, I love Jeff Gordon to death, but I'm going to call him out on this. This was a guy that was in the booth for 6 years, and throughout that time he was close to Chase Elliott due to his role at Hendrick. And yet I don't recall him ever saying anything that would make you think, wow, that is a really cool thing about Chase as a person. If the tide is to change when it comes to Chase Elliott, the storytellers in the booth and the people in the offices of Daytona Beach need to redefine what it means to be NASCAR's most popular driver. Because like we saw from Chase Elliott's dad, Bill Elliott, it's not always the flashiest, biggest star that gets that label. Sometimes it's just the quiet Southern Georgia boy that really charms a lot of NASCAR fans due to his connections to the past, due to his experiences with fans. Plus, we need to mainstream the dialogue from people that are around Chase into the mainstream. Talk about things like William Byron when he went on a podcast and talked about how Chase is a great leader behind the scenes. Plus, we need to take and run what Chase Elliott gives the NASCAR media. You know how badass it is that Chase Elliott flies his own plane to and from racetracks? Maybe instead of stressing about what Gen Z meme he's going to say on the broadcast this week, Kevin Harvick should take the time to find little tidbits about drivers and spill them into when he's describing these personalities. If NASCAR wants to properly market a most popular driver that's more quiet and introverted, we need to describe why he's that way. Or we can just continue to describe him like the leader of the high school cheer team and have this same conversation almost every single year. So if you want the opposite side of the most popular driver spectrum, I encourage you to check out Dale Earnhardt Jr. and my argument as to why maybe he could be a play-by-play guy. Other than that, this is Nathan for Digital Gas House. Life's a beach and then you drive.